How would you assess this season, just personally and as a team?
I think the way the season ended for the team was certainly disappointing. I think to say anything else would be a bit of a lie. I think there were positive aspects to it, absolutely, but I think not making the playoffs was something that was disappointing, and it should be. Personally, probably right along the same lines. So.
Have you voiced that to the room, and how important is it for the young guys to have someone in there who expects to make playoffs every year?
Yeah, we've talked about it. We talked about it at length. We talked about it as the season was going on, so we talked about it after the fact. But sometimes teams need to lose to figure out how they want to play or how they want to sacrifice to win consistently. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a situation where we're like, all right, enough is enough. We're not going to let this happen again.
Do you expect there to be higher expectations for the team next year?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and just generally speaking, as a professional athlete, right? I think your goal should be to win the Stanley Cup every single year. That's the ultimate goal. How realistic is that? That's debatable. But when making the playoffs should be a baseline. Should be every year. And I think that's where we need to get to as a team, where whether it's our team game or whether it's our mentality or whatever aspect you want to talk about, our baseline needs to be we're making the playoffs every single year. And I think we have the ability to do that. I think we have the team, the personnel to do that. Now we just have to go do it. It's a conscious decision of how you want to play. And I think it's something that we're going to be much better at next year.
You said the team has done a lot of talking and a lot of learning, but you actually want to see it happen on the ice. What will force you guys to turn that corner?
I don't think it's necessarily forcing us to turn the corner. I think it's just, it's a decision that we need to make. No, I want to win hockey games more than I want to insert whatever here, right? Get points, get shots, do cool stuff, and whatever, right? You see these teams that are great and great consistently, and they don't win necessarily every game. You're never going to win every game, but they play a very particular game that gives them the best chance to win every game. And when they don't win, they get right back to it and they win the next game, the next game, right? It doesn't linger, it doesn't slide for 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row. So kind of being able to take a step back, objectively analyze what kind of went wrong, and then move forward, I think is going to be something where we're going to need to take a little inventory and kind of what matters to us.
Do you see any similarities between this team and that Penguins team in 2016 and 17?
I hesitate to draw too many parallels from. Well, it's almost 10 years ago, so but it's listen. There's always similarities. There's always some parallels, but listen. We got a great team. We have the ability to do it. We just need to do it. So,
the team has an opportunity to bring in some more faces this offseason with the cap space increasing. What kind of needs do you see that this team needs?
Well, I'm very fortunately for me, I don't have the power to make any of those decisions, and I think that our front office and our head coach and our coaching staff have done a fantastic job building their roster. So I have all the confidence in the world that they will be able to make some fantastic decisions.
That said, do you see this potentially being a destination spot for free agents?
I don't see why not. I think it depends also on probably the personality of the player, right? Some guys want, big market, New York, whatever, LA, big city. I think for the right person with the right mindset, this could be an amazing place. I love it. I think it's an amazing place to live. It's an amazing place to play, and our fans have been fantastic. And I think once people start to realize that, certainly there's going to be a lot of people who want to play here.
You've experienced a lot of different hockey atmospheres and environments throughout your career. In 1 year here in Utah, how would you say the the environment, the atmosphere, the hockey culture compares, even though it's pretty fresh here.
Yeah, again, tough to draw parallels. You know, for instance, played in Vancouver last year. It's been, you know, that's been a hockey market for as long as, you know, people can remember, right? So it's tough to draw parallels, but I guess I thought about it, and I forgot who asked me the question, like how it's been this year, but you know, I think you would have been hard pressed to come to a game or see the fan support or I guess, and been like, oh, this is the first time there's been a professional hockey team here. Well, sorry, NHL team. Like the fans have been awesome. The hockey culture has been fantastic. The knowledge has, you know, for the game has grown exponentially. Like there are so many great first steps and certainly, you know, early steps in growing a culture here that I think really supports the team. Well, they already support the team, but, you know, growing that culture. I don't think I can say enough great things about, you know, how we were welcomed and how we were, you know, embraced from the fans and the city and other people here. So.
Now you mentioned your 4-year-old was excited for you to be home a bit more this summer. Do you have any plans? I know it's disappointing not making playoffs, but just is there a bright side to having time for the first time in 14 years this summer?
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of time. I think I might take about a week off and get back into the gym and the facility, start working out again, and so you know, time off is good. Too much time off, I start to get a little antsy. So I kind of want to get back into it and get going. But yeah, finding that balance will be really great. Yeah.
A lot of guys have kind of talked about Utah as this good like family destination. Have you experienced that? And like, how's your family adjusted to being in Utah?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I feel like it's a very family-oriented. Well, I was gonna say state, but I guess just in general, like city area. You know, there's, you know, trampoline parks and, you know, play places, and it's always like a ton of fun stuff, right? So I think Bugie's daughter's having a birthday party at a trampoline park later today. So, you know, that'll be a ton of fun. And I think that it's something that, you know, the kids love, and there's so many options. So it's just a culture thing, you know, whatever you want to call it, but it is a great place to raise family for sure.
You re-signed, you know, how excited are you for year 2 based on potentially that you guys showed and hopefully the things that you can do to improve next season and get over that hump into the playoffs?
Yeah. I think, you know, taking a step back, I think there are a ton of positive aspects going into next year for sure. You know, yeah, this year is disappointing. This year we fell short in kind of what we wanted to do. But I don't think that, you know, you can undersell what we could do next year, right? You know, and that hope and, you know, that excitement is still there for sure. I think we can have a really great season next year.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.